You love those grandkids, and who can blame you? And you're fortunate enough to have reached a stage in life where you'd like to help them out a little bit. Sure, you're going to give most everything to your children, but you just can't help wanting to give those adorable grandkids something too. Well, what are your options? You can send them some money from time to time, or you can give them a little chunk of money after you've passed away. Many folks do one or the other, or a combination of these things. But I've got another idea for you to think about. By the way, in this video, I'm using grandkids as my example, but you can do the same thing for nieces, nephews, or other special groups you'd like to benefit. I first mentioned giving chunks of cash from time to time. That's not really difficult logistically, but if the beneficiaries are still young, they will likely spend it unwisely and way too quickly. How about giving them a chunk of cash when you pass away? The same thing might happen. You may be throwing good money away. Getting money freely when you're too young is generally not a good idea. Well, just what can you do? I'd like to tell you about the Grandchildren's Trust I've designed that could be the answer you're looking for. But remember, I realize that most of your estate is going to go to your children or other loved ones. This is just about helping a special group, and in this case, grandchildren. All right, here's how it works. Upon your death, an amount of money is set aside to be given to your grandchildren. I'll use $100,000 in my example. That gift of $100,000 is allocated from your family trust to a new sub-trust for all of your grandchildren upon your death. Think of this new trust as a kind of container that holds the money for the beneficiaries, in this case, your grandchildren. That container has guidelines in it for how the money is to be spent for the grandchildren. Perhaps your instructions would say that the money is to be used for extraordinary medical expenses, or for college tuition payments, or for a combination of the two. In that way, the money you want to help your grandchildren is not used foolishly. It is, instead, used in a worthy manner. And you can limit the money to be only used for education or healthcare matters if you'd like. The point is, the money will be paid out for the benefit of the grandchildren beneficiaries under guidelines that you have set in place. The trustee, he or she is the one that manages the money or pays the money out, can be a responsible adult or a professional trustee or a couple of trusted folks. It can even be your children. What a wonderful thing to have money available to help with the high cost of college tuition or unexpected medical needs. Let me give you an example. Let's say that you have 3 grandchildren ranging in age from 17 down to 12 years old. The trustee could be instructed to help out with those special expenses for all of the grandchildren until the youngest grandchild reaches 23. At that time, the amount remaining in the grandchildren's trust, in other words, what's left over, could be distributed outright equally among the 3 grandchildren. You've helped out with critical expenses, and what was left over would be an additional gift. This controlled gift helped to prevent foolish spending, and the gift took care of your loved ones in a meaningful way. As I mentioned before, this trust doesn't have to protect just grandchildren. Maybe there are a set of friends or nieces or nephews that could benefit from something like this. In any case, I hope that you enjoyed learning some new ways of helping out special groups of loved ones. Please feel free to share my video with friends and family. I'm estate planning attorney Hollis Logue.